So welcome everyone to the Heart of Food Beverage, Good to Grow's podcast. And today we are interviewing Jordan Hocking, breast cancer survivor and amazing businesswoman from Sriracha Revolver, soon to be a new named company. Welcome, Jordan.
Thank you. I just had my 20th wedding anniversary. So,
oh my gosh. Congratulations.
yeah.
You have such a lovely husband too. He's
Thank
such
you.
a lovely guy.
Yeah, he really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw, that's so neat.
Mhm.
20 years. My goodness. Good for you.
Yeah, he's saving my butt today with my BC processor.
Is he doing the paperwork?
He's helping me with it.
Oh my
I really
gosh.
have had to come to terms with the fact that my hugest barrier is fillable PDFs. I literally will see one and have an emotional breakdown.
Oh, wow. I
And it
can't say,
just
I used to
can't.
hate them too. It's funny. I don't hate them so much anymore, but I used to really hate them because I couldn't seem to get my Adobe to work properly. And I couldn't. And then, yeah, I don't know. I just find them hard. And then you fill them out and then it disappears and then you have to save it. And it's like, I find them really annoying. But
Yeah.
Anyway. So he does it for you.
I've started to ask for help, and that is a big, important
Nice.
life growth piece that I'm starting
Oh.
to develop, is that I can ask for
You
help.
can ask for help.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? I feel like, I don't want to say it's a mom thing. Yeah, women have a hard time asking for help, but I feel like it's when you're a mom.
Yeah.
You get so used to kind of like just being the one that the kids always go to. And so then it's really hard to ask for help. You just think,
Yeah.
no, it just has to be me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It
so
just doesn't
good.
occur to me to ask
To
for
ask
help
for help.
usually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that being said, you have helped me so many times
Oh,
over the years.
well, that's-
So I'm not saying that I've done it all alone, but
well, we never do.
just when
I've
you're
got Megan, so.
she's amazing.
Yes,
Yeah.
she is.
Yeah. Just when you are in a situation and you come across an obstacle that the go-to is to well, I guess I have to get to the other side no matter what, instead of being
Right.
stop.
Hey,
Can
who
someone
can
help me?
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know. Sometimes that takes a while to get there, but I'm really glad you're there. That actually
Yeah.
makes me really happy to hear that you're there. Oh, that's good. Okay. Well, I mean, let's just dive in
For sure.
and talk about your journey. You've had an amazing journey to this date, and I feel like you're going to have an incredible journey moving forward. So
I feel positive about it.
yeah, maybe let's talk a little bit about the past and how you got here, and just explain to the folks that are listening about Sriracha Revolver and the kind of how it evolved for you.
Yeah. Well, you were mentioning in your original questions about the idea of bro culture, and the hot sauce is very bro culture. And I think as many women in business, or people of color, Indigenous people, would understand how I feel, which is that there's a lot of spaces that we don't belong in. And again, you just stay in your lane, push through, be yourself. And, I make hot sauce for the bros, totally, but it might not necessarily fit within that. And finding enough confidence to I really believe in my products helped me have enough confidence to just start it the way that it was. And I'm still so proud of it.
Right.
Even if I've grown and changed, I think the products, how we started them, is just amazing, and I love them.
And you just love to cook, right? Like you just got into this because you love to cook and you love to mix flavors together. And,
yes,
and I have to say, this is where I get to put a little ad in, that I love Sriracha Revolver sauce. I think it's one of the best sauces on the market. I think that the only sad part to me is that the bottles are so small. I would love to see it just be a huge sauce bottle that people go, yeah, this is my everything sauce. There's lots of sauces on the market right now. But to me, a lot of them, just when you pour them on food, it tastes the same. And there's something quite magical about your sauce that you pour it on different things and it tastes different with those different things. So I don't know how you did that magic, but there you go.
Well, many years ago, I used to sell wine for the VQA.
Oh,
And as part of your, you have to, explain wines and how they pair with food, but you also talk to a lot of winemakers about how they go through their process of creating, start to finish wine products. And a lot of the stuff that they would talk about is like how you need to balance acid and sugar and different elements to some element will lift another flavor, and just that idea, but how they would talk about it really shaped how I started cooking, because it was kind of the same thing, is that you don't, just because you want to get here, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a straight line. It could be
right.
a bunch of different things. And it sort of helped me to develop a palate in that way.
Did you train in wine tasting? Like, did you ever do that?
Lots of amateur
Okay.
training.
Okay.
For sure. I mean, it's definitely one of my bucket list things always has been
Right.
to do sommelier training.
Yeah.
I would really enjoy to do that, but I haven't
Okay,
formally.
I just asked because this just is starting to make so much sense to me that you came from the wine industry where things pair this way or that way, or lifts this flavor or that, because that is your sauce. Like, I feel like your sauce is almost like a wine, right? Like,
Yeah.
pairs well with, right? Like
It's directly responsible for
elevated.
how I was making the products, for sure.
Yeah, that's so cool. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Huh. See, and I thought I knew everything about you, but I don't. That's
Nice.
really cool. Right. Okay. And so the sauce came to be, and how many products do you have now? How many sauces do you have?
6 flavors
six
that we make
flavors.
all the time. And
Okay.
then I've started doing lots of local farm partnerships. And
Mhm.
I kind of come up with ideas based on, hey, somebody has these peppers that were
Right.
grown here, and then I make something. And
Right.
so the last one I made is called Scorpio Season. So I knew I was going to release it in November, and that also happens to be my birthday. And I'm a Scorpio, and they were scorpion peppers.
Oh, cool.
And so it just kind of came to me
Nice.
naturally that way.
Nice. And so what do you think? I mean, this is called the Heart of Food and Beverage, right? So we want to get to the heart of what you have experienced and what you've gone through. And I hope you're comfortable talking about that you
Yeah,
had health
absolutely.
challenges as well. That sort of, did the health challenges help you come to see kind of who you are more, and like help you to step into?
I definitely think that it had a lot to do with it, simply because, I became so diminished, like I couldn't do, and then you start to realize how many things you were doing
Right.
before. And when you have to pull it all back and you have to prioritize, the things in your family and all the things that are so important to you, when you think about, rebuilding and coming back from that, you just prioritize the things that are more important.
Right.
And just acknowledging my role in all of the wonderful aspects of my life, that I'm a participant, I'm a leader,
Right.
I'm driving some of these wonderful things.
Yeah. Well, I just got a chill through my body when you talked about that, being a leader. So you had your Sriracha Revolver brand.
Yes.
You experienced health challenges, and through that process, like that happened. When did that happen? It happened in COVID, right? It was during COVID, because it was during when we had BC Local Root.
Yes. So I was diagnosed in 2021 in the fall. And then I went through all my treatment, and I had surgery in the summer of 2022. And then honestly, I feel like the trauma really started the following year. So like 2022 to 2023, I really realized what I had just been through and felt really overwhelmed and traumatized by it, and was like, I don't even know what I want to do. What's important, what doesn't matter, like how do you just go on and be normal? Like, like my whole body was like actually cut up to put me back together. And it's the weirdest thing to just walk away from. And everyone's like, all right, so you're better now. And you're like,
yeah, but
I don't know I am.
Yeah.
That's what I definitely had to acknowledge some trauma, and I feel changed and I feel different. I have a lot of love in my life and wonderful things. But as I'm so proud of my products again that I want to keep my business going, but I am part of it and I acknowledge that, and growing as a part of it has made me feel like there's more that I can do.
I see you as more empowered now.
Yeah.
You seem, it's funny, but like people, I saw something once where it talked about people take up more space when they are empowered. Like they actually feel that they sort of take up the space around them as well. And you seem like that now to me, like just someone who's taking up more space around them, like stepping into something, right? Like I can really see that about you. So that's a beautiful thing. And I was just saying to the last person I was doing a podcast with that often in the bad is the good, right? Like that
Yeah.
you will find these things that you go through, you come out, of course there's trauma and of course there's things that you have to go through, but you come out with this gift, right? You come out with this gift to give, and you have a beautiful gift to give. So
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah,
And you definitely feel less inclined to hide or to care what people think in a way, because you're like, every day is a gift.
right,
Don't worry about it so much.
right.
Inez from Salmon and Bannock Bistro called me up one day and said, you got it. I looked at your website and it doesn't say anything about being Indigenous on your website. Put something on your website. I was like, oh, yeah, okay. All right, sure. That's a great idea. Thank you. And so then I did. And that was like step one, where I was like, why I really did think, if my products were well made and they looked cool and they tasted good, no one was going to care who made them. And that was great for me to be invisible. But Inez is right.
And they thought you were a dude.
Many times, yeah.
Because your name's Jordan.
Yes.
And so people assumed that you were a guy.
Yes, it really throws people off
so
who
really
get me on the
you were
phone.
super invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Right.
And yeah, it throws people a lot. And even seeing me walk in the door sometimes, the people are like, who? What? What's happening?
Right. And so now with your business that you have made this decision to indigenize your business, which means a name change.
Yes.
A design change.
A growth. I think that I can have more.
Right.
I think Sriracha Revolver should always be Sriracha Revolver, but I can also be more than that.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell everyone about that process of getting to your stepping into this.
I was at Indigenous Fashion Week in November for the first time I ever went, and I had such an amazing community experience, as everyone does when they go there. It's just a wonderful collection of like fashion, community, culture, and it really showed me how much further I could go, how much more visible I could be, and how that can add to community, that I can be more and show more, and that's a positive thing. And so I started thinking about what that would mean and how I would represent that. And I thought about that hot sauce being like my, original product, and that idea of fire. So I thought of the word fire. I thought about using it in Cree, and I couldn't find, I was reading some books that had some Cree language in it, and I couldn't find the word, so I started looking it up, and then I found the word for fire in Cree, which is escotio. And then my cousin Ted told me, who is a fluent Cree speaker, that escotio is 2 words put together. Esqueo is woman, and ote is heart, and fire is literally woman and heart put together. And I was like, it was even more significant to me than I thought it was going to be. I didn't know that when I said that I wanted that word. And so putting those things together, it really showed me that, I am going in the right direction. It's a gift to find something that connects with you so strongly.
Oh, it is. It really is. Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. And so, what does that process look like then going forward?
Using that as a jumping off point, it really showed me that I might not just be a hot sauce business. I could even be more than that.
Right.
And so with that idea of being the source, being the fire that is sort of the creator of these ideas and these recipes that I could make other things too. And so who knows where it could go from there. And that feels really exciting.
And the leader piece, like you had mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
Do you want to be? Is that what you want to be, a leader?
No. I still would love to be invisible. Thank you. But again, I'm proud of my products, and I'm proud of my successes in the business community, and I feel like I have, something to offer to new Indigenous entrepreneurs who would want to tell their own story and share their ideas. And I definitely have been through a lot. And I can share that. And if it means that I have to put myself out there a little bit so that people can share in that kind of community with me, then I will do it. So
food is such a good way to bring people together too, right? Like it's such a good way. It's such a beautiful way to bring people to understanding through food.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh, that's interesting. I had this vision in my head of, is she going to be like Patrice Mousseau from Satya Organic, who's really stepped up and is quite a leader in the Indigenous community in Canada. She's doing a lot of speaking, and she has her own products, but she's, that's part of who she is. But I
feel like I'm more power to anyone who's totally comfortable with public speaking and centering themselves. I'm not.
Yeah.
But maybe that's helpful too. Maybe it's helpful to have somebody who isn't really great at it or isn't really confident, but I still have helpful, things that I can bring to the table, even if I'm not ready to do it in front of like 1,000 people.
Yeah, you don't. She comes from media too,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has that background. So it's not so hard for her to do that. And it is something that, people are always shocked when I said I was terrified to stand up in front of people. And they're like, no, you were never. Oh, yes, I was. Oh, yes, I was. Like mortally terrified of standing in front of people and speaking. So it is something that just comes over time. And when you become more and more passionate about something too, it's not so hard to speak from the heart. It's hard to speak from like, how to do something from A to B. And, and you're thinking, oh gosh, am I going to hit all those points? But when you're really speaking about something that is so close to your heart, the more you do it, the more you the words just come. It's, because it's so important to you. So I feel like you're going to, I don't know why, but I feel like you're going to get there. Like I do. I know you're not there now. I think it's really something for you to stand up and just walk into this.
Yeah.
And then indigenize your business and really embrace this. I think that's amazing. I just think you're so warm-hearted, and I feel like you would be such a great leader. People always think of leaders as, arrogant or whatever, but I don't think, or being very, very strong. And I think you've got an internal strength and a beauty about that I think would make you a very natural leader. I could really see you doing that. So, and maybe you start with doing one-on-one, right? With people, folks that are younger and want to do a business or whatever, right? And you start that way,
Sure.
but Yeah.
My husband's always kind to remind me. He's like, well, you're the expert on you. And that's
Yes.
really all you have to talk about.
Yeah.
You just, so,
Right. Right.
you can be comfortable
Right.
because you have all the answers because it's just you.
Yeah. So what's the, is there a timeline for this for you?
I don't know. I mean, you've known me for a long time. My business model has always been to just say no and be unavailable.
Well, you showed up today, so that's good.
Yes, and so I try not to put too much pressure on myself in that way. I just I would like to. I have some spring deadlines for some like CHFA and different industry events, and so I'd like to have something to show about new ideas and new products, maybe
like launching. You mean like kind of relaunching, or
sort of soft launching some maybe new products with some new branding that people could get an idea of the direction that I'm going in,
right?
And just go from there.
Yeah. So you're gonna launch at shows and things like that. Okay, cool. That's good. That's good.
I've had a lot of nice invitations this year to do different shows and different things. So
good.
I'm gonna try them out.
Okay. All right. I wanted to ask you about so your role when we talk about, again, going back to this whole leadership thing. I think about how you walked into this business and you said you were kind of hiding, but now you're not. Now you're stepping forward. What advice would you give to a young Indigenous entrepreneur now that, after knowing what you know, what would you say to them?
First of all, ask for help.
Yeah.
Second of all, I would say just get really clear on your products and your story, but put yourself into it. Make sure that you're like the heart of the story, because that was where I feel like I grew into over time, is that I had the pride and the love for my products, but I didn't make myself the center of it. And I could see how much value over time that there is to be a part of it and represent a part of it. And I would love to see more Indigenous entrepreneurs and to hear their stories and to have them showcase themselves and their vision together. And I would like to be that as well.
That's great. And that's beautiful and meaningful. And yeah, I mean, I think, it's hard enough to start a business, right? And so when you feel like the cards are kind of stacked against you and you just don't have that support, I think that's where the leadership comes in, right? It's just being there and being able to be kind of help people navigate what to do, and that it is possible and that it's welcome. It's very welcome.
Yeah.
Right. It's really very welcome. So yeah. And also I do want to put a little plug in here for some of the work that's being done to support Indigenous businesses. Like the Ministry of Agriculture and Food has the Feed BC program that is doing Pitch and Plate, right? And you were part of Pitch and Plate, which was being able to pitch your products to institutional food service, so healthcare, and post-secondary institutions. And really, there is such a need. I mean, they are really wanting products, especially in healthcare. They're looking for Indigenous products. They're looking for Indigenous-owned businesses. So I think there's a really great opportunity as well there. And so we would certainly love to see more Indigenous businesses pop up and be able to help. And also one more thing about the Cree. Having Cree on the packaging, I think is brilliant. I remember coaching some folks from another Indigenous business, and they had the idea of putting Cree on their packaging, Bang and Bannock.
Yes, love them.
And they had actually asked me, why do I need to have French? Like, why? And it was such a moment that sat with me. And I thought, oh my goodness, yeah, why? Right. And so I, even just from a personal standpoint, from that moment forward, I really feel that Indigenous businesses should have their native language on the packaging. Like, please, come on. When you lose language, you lose so much of your culture.
That's right.
Right. And so language is an incredibly important piece of culture. And so, it needs to be there. So I'm so glad to see that you're doing that with your products.
Yeah.
And hopefully this encourages, as more Indigenous businesses do this, hopefully it encourages all of them to do this as well, because language will help keep this alive.
For sure.
Right. So so wonderful. It was just an honor and a pleasure interviewing you, Jordan, and always lovely to spend time with you. So thank you so much for
thank you so much for sharing this with me. It was great.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.